Good evening and welcome to the evening news. I am Kayode Adebayo. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has cast his vote in today's local government elections across the state. The governor, who arrived at his polling unit in Sagba, Abogunde Ward 2, Unit 9, Ede, was accredited before exercising his civic duty. The election, which is expected to determine the leadership at the grassroots level, has witnessed a significant turnout of voters amidst tight security and electoral monitoring. Speaking with newsmen shortly after casting his vote, Governor Adeleke urged all eligible voters to exercise their franchise peacefully. He emphasized the importance of grassroots democracy and called on people to participate actively without fear or intimidation. The governor, who described the election as seamless, commended the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission for a job well done. Independent Electoral Commission (OCEC) Mr. Shim Abioye has commended the electorate in the state for coming out in their numbers to exercise their franchise during the local government election. The OCEC chairman, who stated this while speaking with newsmen on the conduct of the election, alleged that the Nigerian Police Force sealed off the OCEC office where materials were kept, hence the recent voting commenced late in some polling centers. He also accused the police of arresting the staff of the commission who were on election duties across the state. He speaks.
Has been very, very smooth and peaceful as against the false alarm raised by the police. So everywhere is calm. The only thing is that some of the areas in which materials are supposed to have arrived and for the electorate for voters to cast their votes, we had reports of police arresting our officials. I don't know the order on whose order that was made, because there is no court that made any order to have warranted the arrest of our officials. But as it is, we have deployed materials to those polling units because we have enough on ground. And for our people in the media community, I want to apologize for the inadequacy in the tags and the jacket, because we have enough. I can assure you that we have enough, but the police sealed up our office, and that was not warranted at all. Generally, the exercise has been very, very smooth, peaceful, free and fair, and we thank God for that.
The Osun State local government election in Egbedore local government area has been described as peaceful as voters proved out to exercise their civic rights in electing the chairman of the local government. Speaking with Osbc News, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the local government election in Egbedore local government, Honorable Sanya Okunade, after casting his vote in Ara town, submitted that the voting took place at his ward without any crisis or rancor. He speaks.
The local government election went on smoothly across all the wards, as far as the information that have been reaching us. But in my own unit, where I voted, there was a large turnout. Even I didn't expect it because of a lot of things. But my unit is a YTD from Unit 4 Primary School, Ara Ward 1. I'm the chairmanship candidate of on the platform of PDP in Egbedore local government. The election went on smoothly. No issues, no problem. We participated. We did our civic rights.
Also speaking on the election, an electorate, Mr. Taiwo Afolabi, stated that the local government election was non-violent and voters were orderly while casting their vote to elect the leaders of their choice. He speaks.
Casting is one of our votes for the party office of our choice. In fact, everything went on peacefully.
Ahead of this year's rainy season, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, through the National Horticultural Research Institute in collaboration with the Tomato and Orchard Producers Association of Nigeria, is set to increase the production of tomato from 15 tons to 35 tons across the southwest zone of the country. The Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of NEHOT, Professor Mohammed Atanda, disclosed this during the 2025 year in-house research review and planning meeting organized by the Institute in Ibadan. He said that NHOT will work hard to reduce the wastage of food produced in the country as part of the federal government's determination to guarantee food security. Professor Atada said that the institute has the mandate to conduct research into genetic improvement, production technologies, processing, storage, utilization, marketing of fruits, vegetables, spices, and ornamental plants of nutritional and economic importance. Atada also disclosed that the institute had produced and obtained a patent for tomato wine, just as it developed mango juice to minimize post-harvest losses experienced during the peak season of mango production. He also noted that 4 different snacks had been developed from a combination of mango, ginger, and breadfruit, adding that NHOT has conducted a national survey of horticultural stakeholders to provide and map actors in the value chain. President Bola Tinubu has approved relocation of 29 correctional centers across Nigeria as part of the ongoing efforts to modernize the nation's custodial facilities. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Ojo, disclosed this during the commissioning of 39 newly acquired vehicles and 5 bullet-resistant guard boots for the Nigerian Correctional Service in Abuja. Dr. Tunji Ojo noted that many existing correctional facilities, such as those in Suleja and Ikoyi, dated back to the 19th and 20th centuries, are no longer suitable for modern correctional practices. The minister emphasized the urgent need to modernize the correctional system, stating that the relocation initiative is part of a broader strategy to enhance conditions for both correctional officers and inmates. He also highlighted the government's commitment to comprehensive reforms aimed at making the correctional system more effective and rehabilitative. According to the minister, over the past 2 years, more than 50,000 paramilitary officers have been promoted, addressing long-standing challenges in career advancement. Speaking at the event, the Acting Comptroller General of the Corrections, Sylvester Nwakuche, expressed enthusiasm for the newly acquired vehicles, which include specialized units for transporting inmates to and from the court. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has returned $132.3 million and $78.5 million to American, Spanish, and Swiss victims of local fraudsters. The Commission said the gesture underscored the commitment of the agency to offering restitution to victims of fraudulent practices. The statement by the head, media and publicity of the AFCC, Mr. Dele Iwale, said the handing over was performed by the Executive Chairman of the Commission, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja. According to him, the EFCC is ready to do everything possible to prevent financial crimes from being perpetrated in the system, and when one has taken place, to investigate where assets are involved, to trace, to recover, and where necessary, prosecute. Mr. Iwale listed other recovered items as vehicles and real estates to citizens of Spain, United States of America, and Switzerland. And now to sports. The Nigerian Women's Rugby League team, known as the Green Falcons, is gearing up for a historic appearance in the 2025 Rugby League World Series. This milestone follows their remarkable performance in the Middle East Africa Women's Rugby League World Cup qualifiers against Kenya in September last year. In a groundbreaking series, Nigeria faced Kenya in a 2-legged qualifier held at the NYS headquarters in Nairobi. The Green Falcons secured a 22-14 victory in the first match, showcasing their offensive strength. Despite an 8-0 loss in the second match, Nigeria advanced based on aggregate scores, with both teams tied at 22 points each. The tiebreaker came down to goal kicks, where Nigeria edged out Kenya by 3-2, earning their spot in the World Series. As part of their intensive preparations, the Green Falcons will participate in the 3rd edition of the Women's League, which coincides with the men's and under-19 leagues. Now from the foreign scene, the United States President Donald Trump had had a heated exchange with a Democratic governor over his order banning transgender athletes from women's sports, with the state leader telling him, "See you in court." The Republican president was making televised remarks to a gathering of the country's governors at the White House when he raised the executive order he signed earlier this month. Trump's order allows U.S. government agencies to deny funds to schools that allow transgender athletes to compete on women's teams. Some Marine officers have said they will continue a policy of allowing transgender students to choose which team they play on, citing state law under the Marine Human Rights Act. Recently, the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights announced an investigation into Marine's Education Department for alleged violations of Title IX, the landmark civil rights law that forbids discrimination on the basis of gender in educational facility that receives federal support. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Please join us at 7 for major report. Good evening.